So let me see if I can get this to work right. There we go. So good morning. Thanks to everybody for being flexible and agreeing to do this. If for some reason things just really go awry for you, for whatever reason, if you send Liz an email, I sent her all the links to the activities that we're going to do this morning. So she could forward that to you and you could still do the activities, but you wouldn't be a part of discussions or anything like that. Okay. So this is day 2 of what we started face-to-face yesterday. Yesterday we did a bunch of stuff. We watched some videos of some classroom cases. We reviewed the 3 dimensions of NGSS. We looked at that argument tool, which was a real nice example of getting kids to engage in a practice. We used that lesson screener with those 6 criteria, and we reviewed that lesson about Yellowstone and the wolves, which took a lot of time and energy. And then the last hour, we were so cruel to everyone and made you stay for an extra hour. We looked at a little bit of assessment, right, and went over those 5th grade tasks and reviewed those for how dimensional they are. And we're actually going to do a little bit, well, quite a bit more of that today. So we're going to keep thinking about assessment. And we had talked about how our overarching goal was about trying to become better critical consumers and adapters of NGSS lessons, units, and assessments. So we're going to do more practice with that today. So for those of you who are just by yourself, you'll get some practice kind of going through some things alone. And if you're sitting with some other folks, you'll have some opportunities to talk about some different items and assessments that you're looking at. So we'll get more practice with this. For some reason, this is not wanting to go forward. Here we go. So our agenda for the morning is the following. We're going to go over some feedback. If you remember, I had folks go to a Padlet at the end of yesterday and just give some feedback. Then we're going to have 4 tasks that we're going to do. We're going to look at another set of assessment items, and these are actually 1st grade assessments, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Then we're going to give you some time. If you remember, I asked you to grab an assessment task at the end yesterday to do some work on, so you'll have some time to work on that. Got some heavy rain hitting the window here right now. And then I took a middle school assessment and put it into Google Forms, and you're going to have a chance to go through a series of assessment tasks, do some thinking about how those are developed, and then actually look at some student work too. So I think that will be a pretty cool activity for everybody to go through. And it's about that fogged mirror scenario that I kind of did a commercial for yesterday. And then we'll end with just a couple things. We'll ask, you know, what is a goal that you have for this year in terms of NGSS, kind of a personal next step. And then I'll give you a homework assignment. That will kind of wrap us up for the morning. And the goal, I think, is to be done around lunchtime. We're going to work really hard for the next couple hours and kind of call it good for our work at the conference. So moving forward here.